This is TWiT.
Scott Wilkinson is on the horn with us, our home theater geek, host of the Home Theater Geeks show in our club. Hello, Scotty.
Hello, Leo. Hello, Micah.
I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever played the Darth Vader march on the tuba?
I personally have not.
I bet it would be so funny.
But it would be great.
It would be a little more... Who needs a tuba?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
For Scott.
Even better, arrange it for a group of tubas.
Oh, my golly.
Now we're talking.
That's got to exist somewhere. I'm going to have to search.
It's got to exist somewhere.
I mean, that's such an obvious thing to do. So I say that because my socks feature Darth Vader today, the 49ers version. Because of
the 49ers version of Darth Vader.
Yes, so we are big Niners fans in the Laporte household. So, Scott, do you have your pedometer all oiled up and ready to go?
Oh, no, I am not going to CES this year.
That'll be the first time in how long?
Well, I didn't go during the pandemic, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't been since because, you know, the COVID's still out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting worse than that, worse.
Yeah, and RSV is still out there.
Yeah, my mom's nursing home. Everybody got COVID except my mom.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, lucky her. Good for her, yeah.
The good news is now with Paxlovid, even these seniors usually do fine. I mean, they can survive it, but still, yikes.
I would rather not get it in the first
Let's
place.
not get it in the first place, exactly.
Thank you very much. So I decided not to go. However, my good friend Mike Heiss is going, and he is going to come on to the podcast, my podcast, after the show.
Wonderful.
And talk about everything he saw there.
What do you expect? I remember a few years ago, and it was funny because you would come on the radio show saying, I can't tell you, but there's going to be a big advance in TVs. And we were talking at that time about QD OLED, which is to this day the best TV technology you can buy in the stores.
Best flat panel TV technology available. Yep.
Yeah. Anything like that this year?
Well, nothing revolutionary like that. We're going to see evolution of QD OLED, certainly. I expect we now are in the second generation from Samsung and Sony, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see the third generation introduced.
Okay. What would make it better?
Better processing.
Oh, yeah, that's something we should mention.
Which is already really good.
Yeah, we should mention that your TV is really a multiple thing of components, and it's basically a computer. Of course, there's the panel, and when we talk about QD OLED or OLED or LCD or LED, that's the panel technology. But in order to put something up on that screen, you have to have a computer built into the television.
Yep.
And so there's a processor, there's RAM, and there's software, and that makes a big difference, right?
Oh, yeah. Huge difference. Huge difference. It's really the whole ball game other than the panel technology itself. And Sony generally has the edge on processor technology. Samsung's no slouch. LG's no slouch. They're all really, really good. I expect to see also from LG. I haven't seen anything to indicate that LG is going to introduce a QD OLED. Now they might. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Yet, actually, huh? They're banking on conventional OLED.
Interesting.
And I did see a press release that was issued before the show that said, you know, their newest generation of OLED is going to increase brightness and make OLED closer to LCD in that respect. They have a new technology, new as of last year, called micro lens array, MLA, which puts tiny little lenses in front of the OLED subpixels and increases brightness that way, along with processing. But we'll see the next generation of processing. One thing that we'll certainly see that you will not be surprised about is the predominance of AI.
Oh, I'm so glad you're talking about this, because just on Thursday, I had the opportunity to talk about the new TVs that Roku is coming out with, and one of the big features they're talking about is the use of AI for individual picture quality for what you're watching. So every time you watch some new content, that the picture is tuned specifically for that. And I had to know what you think about this, because this feels like it could be as bad as that motion smoothing feature that we all end up turning off on our parents' televisions.
I wouldn't be surprised if I myself would turn it off.
How does it work? What is it aimed at doing?
Well, it's analyzing the image on the screen at any given moment, and it's automatically adjusting color, brightness, contrast, all this stuff to supposedly optimize the picture quality. The TCL is talking. I think Roku.
Roku's making their own now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, they all have AI processors now.
Oh, okay.
TCL, LG, Samsung, Sony, Roku.
Should anybody consider a Roku TV? It sounds like kind of a. Well, who makes them, first of all, I guess?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't think anybody knows. It's a mystery. Yeah.
It could be that, it's undoubtedly one of the Chinese companies.
Right.
So it could be Hisense or TCL. That's what I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, TCL offers Roku TVs.
Yeah, I was going to guess it was probably TCL, and they just kind of did a little swap there with.
Let me ask ChatGPT who makes Roku.
You ask
TVs.
ChatGPT, and I'll continue to ask Scott.
Good idea.
Yeah,
that's
can
great.
hallucinate. Yeah,
I'm kind of. Let me give you my cynical take on this.
Please.
I think, because we know that a lot of television manufacturers subsidize the cost of the television through ad tracking or through watch tracking, essentially seeing what content you're viewing. Yep. I think that this AI stuff is one more reason to either trick or convince people into connecting their television to the internet, keeping that connection going.
Right.
Because they're talking about how not only is it analyzing the actual picture that's coming through, but there's talk of like metadata that it's picking up on. It's picking up on what's being sent to say what kind of content this is. And the only way that can happen is if there's a connection there. So I really think it's just more of an opportunity to keep you connected to the internet instead of doing what we always suggest here, which is don't connect your smart TV to the internet.
Correct. In fact, Mike Heiss, I was talking to him before he left today to go to CES, and he was saying that there's a pretty big push to move away from the term smart TV to the term CTV for connected TV.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big push in the industry for people to connect exactly what you're talking about, to connect their TV to the internet, not only for, apps like Netflix and what have you, but as you say, to utilize AI in the cloud, even maybe, but certainly to monitor what you're doing in order to, quote unquote, optimize your experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But what it really is optimizing their data collection.
Yeah. Did ChatGPT have an answer for you, Leo?
No. In fact, unfortunately, if you ask or search for who makes Roku TVs, they'll give you all the people who make TVs with Roku's built in.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, no one has speculated on. I imagine it would just be a little detective work to figure out.
Well, you know what? Mike's there. He's on the ground, and he's undoubtedly going to go see Roku TVs if they are there, like in a booth or something. I will ask him to sleuth around.
It doesn't really matter who makes them. I guess the issue is, are these good TVs?
Right.
Are they less expensive? They have a Pro line and a regular line. Are they less expensive?
Yes. Well, the Pro line is new this year.
Right. That's the one with AI, so-called smart
with this AI business, yes.
Yeah.
I think they were $1,500 at the top end.
They've got now a Pro series as well as their
Roku
quote
Select
unquote regular
and Roku
series.
Plus.
Well, Roku Plus and Roku Select are the other two the other two series.
Right.
The Pro series will come in 55, 65, and 75 inches. Pricing has not yet been announced, but there have been some rumors that perhaps even the 75 inch is going to be in the $1,500 range.
Which is very inexpensive compared to the other guys.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And maybe
Seriously.
one of the ways they make up the difference in profit is by spying on you and selling that information at Databricks.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
thinking.
Exactly.
But you know, maybe that's worth it to you. Maybe you don't care. I don't care. And maybe if you don't care, that's not a bad thing. You could also buy these TVs and not connect them. Although then you wouldn't buy a Roku TV without.
I'm more curious to see if Roku will continue to partner with other companies and have a TCL Roku TV or a Hisense
This
Roku
is a
TV.
very good question. And Mike will tell us.
Yeah, I'd love to hear
I've
that.
heard rumors that TCL may be kind of moving away from that, at least in their top end.
Yeah. That makes
Wired
sense.
says, according to our Discord, a little research from Joe, that both TCL and Hisense make the Roku TVs, which would kind of make sense.
That makes sense.
The two Chinese
it does make sense.
manufacturers.
If Roku's willing to pay more to TCL and Hisense, then to get their branding on the front instead of beside, that makes perfect sense.
Roberto Baldwin, our good friend Roberto Baldwin, writes in Wired that it's a result of a partnership between the Roku people and the major TV manufacturers, TCL and Hisense.
Yep.
So Roberto probably knows. Yeah.
Yep,
This was from
exactly.
last year when they first announced it. Of course. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, no. This is from 2014.
Oh, that must have been the TCL Roku TVs.
That's the other
Right,
ones.
it must
Yeah,
have
never
been.
mind. Forget
Must have
that. See, this is why ChatGPT can't give me a good answer either.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We don't
Right.
know,
It's
I think is what it boils down to.
10-year-old information.
And really, all that matters is it worth buying them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I have
we
to
won't
say,
know
I'm
that.
still a fan of I have the Samsung QD OLED. Absolutely best screen. Really gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
My LG OLED, still a very, very nice screen. I think those two companies and their OLEDs are still probably the way to go. And throw Sony in, of course.
Throw Sony into the
if
mix.
you've got the
They're-
scratch.
They have less of the market for some
Right,
reason, but they make an excellent TV that typically wins the annual flat TV shootout that Value Electronics puts on.
So, in other words, it's going to be another one of those CESs, and they're more common than not, in which there's nothing really huge to announce, but just incremental improvements.
Correct. That's what I'm expecting. Now, who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised.
Well,
Tomorrow is the big press conference day, starting at 8 a.m. with LG.
And I don't know. If Mike is not in our Discord yet, I see him all the time. I used to see him all the time in the IRC. I will send him a complimentary club membership because we would like to get him into our club Discord so that he can talk with club members about what he's seeing and so forth.
Yes.
So I'll send you the information and you can
Please do, and I'll forward it on to him.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to be recording that show shortly after he gets back for broadcast. It'll probably be 2 parts. I mean, CES is a big show, obviously, as you know.
Yeah.
So we're going to split it into 2 parts. There isn't that much audio news at the show.
Well, I got an email from Denon saying you'd love our new AV receiver, and then I saw it was $6,000, and so
whoa,
I closed the tab quick before I got tempted. So there are people still making high-end audio components, I guess.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember, some years ago, the Venetian Hotel hosted several floors of high-end audio.
That's right.
It's all gone.
Not anymore, huh?
Not anymore. It's gone. There's nothing like that there anymore.
You can thank Apple and its white earbuds for that. I think there's a whole generation that's the state of the art in hi-fi, and they're perfectly happy with that. And so I imagine the market for so-called high-fidelity components is dwindling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? We're all getting our music on our phones these days, and
It's true.
it ain't
It's
bad.
true.
I gotta say, it ain't bad.
Well, if you have a good enough earbuds.
Yeah. And the higher end earbuds from almost all the manufacturers actually sound pretty good. What do you listen to for headphones these days?
Well, when I'm out walking, I listen to a pair of One More, the numeral 1 and then MORE, true wireless earbuds. They're called, they actually have the brand or the model name Stylish.
Oh.
But I love One More earbuds in any event.
They're great price for performance, aren't they?
Great price for performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah. So, and they I think they still make some wired ones, but phones these days no longer have a wired output.
Right.
I mean, you can get a dongle that plugs into the charging port of a phone and converts it into audio, so you can do it that way. But these One More true wireless earbuds are great.
I finally gave in and just went with the AirPods and AirPod Pros, and because
you like
they're
them?
not
Are they good?
They're fine. They're not the best sound, but the ecosystem is so complete, and the adaptive sound and the transparency and the noise cancellation and working easily with the iPhone and stuff just make it unfortunately, they get you every time. Scott Wilkinson, watch Home Theater Geeks in our club. If you're not a club member, this is a great chance to join Club TWiT for $7 a month. You get that show. You get Micah's Hands on Macintosh. We do a lot of club-only exclusives. You also get, of course,
iOS Today.
All iOS Today. You also get all of our other shows ad-free, and it's $7 a month plus the Discord. There's so many benefits, and it helps us immensely. twit.tv/clubtwit. Thank you, Scott. I'm looking forward to
Happy New Year, everybody.
your Darth Vader march on the tuba. Not the vuvuzela, though. No, just the tuba.
Not the vuvuzela.
No, please.
Oh, man.
Here's an illustration from one of our AI tools.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got a samurai helmet.
Yeah,
so
he's got a samurai helmet.
OpenAI won't generate Darth Vader specifically because of copyright. So this is
of course.
a tall, imposing figure wearing futuristic dark armor.
Somewhat like
and
Darth
playing
Vader.
a tuba. Man, I love that.
The Force
That
is
is
strong
so
in this
awesome.
tuba. Thank you, Scott Wilkinson. Home
You
Theater
bet.
Geek.
Thanks so much.
Hey, I'm Rod Pyle, editor-in-chief of Ad Astra Magazine, and each week I join with my co-host to bring you This Week in Space, the latest and greatest news from the final frontier. We talk to NASA chiefs, space scientists, engineers, educators, and artists, and sometimes we just shoot the breeze over what's hot and what's not in space, books, and TV. And we do it all for you, our fellow true believers. So whether you're an armchair adventurer or waiting for your turn to grab a slot in Elon's Mars rocket, join us on This Week in Space and be part of the greatest adventure of all time.